Local webcasting for a worldwide audience.
You're listening to Radio Lewes, where the music matters, and welcome back to Guess the Year. I'm Ben Fuller. I've got a year, I've got the music, and I've got the trivia. We're going to start in the usual way. Jane Weedlin, Rush Hour there. And that sees us into January, and Elizabeth Butler-Sloss becomes the first woman to be appointed a Lord Justice of Appeal. On the 3rd of January, Margaret Thatcher becomes the longest-serving UK Prime Minister that century, having been in power for 8 years and 244 days. On the 5th, actor Rowan Atkinson launches the new comic relief charity Appeal. And on the 8th, the Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders reveals that new car sales in Britain last year exceeded 2 million for the first time. The Ford Escort was Britain's best-selling car for the 6th year running. On the 22nd, Colin Pitchfork is sentenced to life imprisonment after admitting rape and murder of 2 girls in Leicestershire. It's the first UK-based trial depending on DNA fingerprinting evidence. And the Birmingham Six lose their appeal against their convictions on the 28th of January. More music now. Sandra there, and Everlasting Love sees us into February. On the 3rd, nurses throughout the UK strike for higher pay and more funding for the National Health Service. On the 4th, nearly 7,000 ferry workers go on strike in Britain, paralysing the nation's seaports. On the 5th, the first BBC Red Nose Day raises £15 million for charity. On the 7th, it's reported that more than 50% of men and 80% of women working full-time in London are earning less than they need to buy the cheapest houses in the capital. On the 13th to the 28th, Great Britain and Northern Ireland compete in the Winter Olympics in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, but do not win any medals. On the 16th, thousands of nurses and co-workers form a picket line, or picket lines, outside British hospitals as they go on strike in protest against what they see as inadequate NHS funding. On the 26th, multiple rapist and murderer John Duffy is sentenced to life imprisonment with a recommendation that he should never be released. With that, we're going to go to some more music now. Climby Fisher and Love Like a River sees us into March. And on the 1st, British Aerospace launches a takeover bid for the government-owned Rover Group, the largest British-owned car maker. On the 10th, the Prince of Wales narrowly avoids death in an avalanche while on a skiing holiday in Switzerland. Major Hugh Lindsay, former equerry to the Queen, is killed. On the 11th, the Bank of England £1 note ceases to be legal tender. And on the 29th, plans are unveiled for Europe's tallest skyscraper to be built at Canary Wharf. The office complex will cost around £3 billion to build and is set to open in 1992. More music, this is Mark Almond.
On heavenly rain
That was Tears Run Rings, and that sees us into April. On the 10th, golfer Sandy Lyle becomes the first British winner of the US Masters. On the 21st, the government announces that nurses will receive a 15% pay rise at a cost of $794 million, which will be funded by the Treasury. On the 24th, Luton Town FC beat Arsenal in the Littlewoods Cup final at Wembley 3-2. The match was won in the 92nd minute with a goal by Brian Steen after Luton had come back from being 2-1 down and the goalkeeper Andy Dibble saving a penalty in the 79th minute. There were 96,000 fans in attendance. We've got more music now. This is Was Not Was.
Boom, boom, acca-lacca-lacca, boom, 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 acca-lacca, boom, 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 acca-lacca-lacca, boom, 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 acca-lacca, boom,
Walk the Dinosaur, I haven't heard that in a very long time. That sees us into May. And the first group of 16-year-olds sit General Certificate of Secondary Education, or GCSE, examinations, replacing both O-Level and CSE. The new qualifications are marked against objective standards rather than relativity. On the 6th of May, Graham Hick makes English cricket history by scoring 405 runs in a county championship match. On the 14th, Wimbledon FC, who have been a Football League member for just 11 seasons and the First Division members for just 2, win the FA Cup with a 1-0 win over League champions Liverpool at Wembley. Laurie Sanchez scored the winning goal in the first half, while Liverpool's John Aldridge missed a penalty in the second half. In Scotland, Celtic beat Dundee United 2-1 in the Scottish Cup final, with 2 late goals from Frank McAvenny to complete the Scottish double. On the 24th, Local Government Act becomes law. The controversial Section 28 prevents local authorities from promoting homosexuality. Local authorities also obliged to outsource more services, and dog licences are abolished, except in Northern Ireland. Albert Dock in Liverpool reopened by Prince Charles as a leisure and business centre, including the Tate Liverpool Art Museum. And on the 31st, the BBC controversial film Tumbledown is broadcast despite Ministry of Defence concern. More music. Shattered Dreams there from Johnny Hates Jazz, and that sees us into June. And on the 2nd, US President Ronald Reagan makes a visit to the UK. On the 11th, some 80,000 people attend a concert at Wembley Stadium in honour of Nelson Mandela, the South African anti-apartheid campaigner who's been in prison since 1964. On the 16th, more than 100 English football fans were arrested in West Germany in connection with incidents of football hooliganism during the European Championships. On the 18th, England's participation in the European Football Championships ended when they finished bottom of their group, having lost all 3 games. And on the 23rd, 3 gay rights activists invade the BBC television studios during the 6 o'clock bulletin of the BBC News. We've got music now from Pat Benatar.
never knew the difference. I never cared either way. Looking for a reason, searching for a sign, reaching out with both hands. Gotta feel the kick inside. Everybody's out there crying to be heard, and I got a new fire burning in my eyes, lighting up the darkness, moving like a meteorite. Oh, finally, there comes a time when everything just falls in love. Finally, learn from all this.
All fired up there, sees us into July, which saw the Frieze Art Exhibition held in Surrey Docks in London Docklands. It's organised by Damien Hirst and is considered significant in the development of the young British artists. On the 5th, the Church of England announces that it will allow the ordination of female priests in 4 years' time. On the 6th, we saw the Piper Alpha disaster. The Piper Alpha oil rig in the North Sea explodes and results in the deaths of 167 workers. Also, a contractor's relief driver pours 20 tonnes of aluminium sulphate into the wrong tank at a water treatment park near Camelford in Cornwall, causing extensive pollution of the local water supply. On the 8th of July, the final large stationary steam engine in use in a British factory is shut down at a tannery in Otley. On the 18th, Paul Gascoigne, a 21-year-old midfielder, becomes the first £2 million football player signed by a British club when he leaves Newcastle United and joins Tottenham Hotspur. And on the 29th, most provisions of the Education Reform Act come into effect in England, Wales and Northern Ireland. The Act introduces grant-maintained schools and local management schools, allowing schools to be taken out of the direct control of the local government, a national curriculum with key stages, an element of parental preference in the choice of schools, published league tables of school examination results, controls of the use of the word degree by UK institutions, and abolition of tenure for new academics. Wow. More music now. This is Poison. Your Mama Don't Dance There sees us into August. On the 2nd, Everton FC pay $2.3 million for West Ham United striker Tony Coffey, 22, breaking the national record set just 6 weeks previously by Paul Gascoigne's transfer. On the 8th, the first child of their Royal Highnesses the Duke and Duchess of York is born at Portland Hospital in London. On the 14th, Scunthorpe United FC's Glanford Park is open, the first new stadium to be built by a Football League club since the 50s. Their last game at their original ground, Old Showground, was on the 18th of May. On the 18th, Ian Rush becomes the most expensive player to join a British club when he returns to Liverpool FC for $2.7 million after a year at Juventus in Italy. On the 22nd, new licensing laws allow pubs to stay open all day in England and Wales. And the Duke and Duchess of York's 14-day-old daughter is named Beatrice Elizabeth Mary. On the 29th, 14-year-old Matthew Sadler becomes Britain's youngest international chess grandmaster. And on the 31st, postal workers walk out on strike over a dispute concerning bonuses paid to recruit new workers in London and the South East. We got some more music from Transvision Vamp.
I don't want
Transvision Vamp, and I Want Your Love, and that sees us into September. On the 9th of September, the England cricket team's tour to India is cancelled after Captain Graham Gooch and 7 other players are refused visas because of involvement in the South African cricket during the apartheid boycott. On the 10th, teenager Lee Boxall disappears in South London while out shopping with a friend. To this day, he's never been found. On the 13th, Royal Mail managers and the Union of Communication Workers representatives agree a settlement to end the postal workers' strike. On the 17th, Great Britain and Northern Ireland compete in the Olympics in Seoul, South Korea, and win 5 gold, 10 silver and 9 bronze medals. And sadly, on the 19th, actor Roy Kinnear is seriously injured after falling off his horse during filming in Spain, and he dies of his injuries the following day. And on the 20th, Margaret Thatcher gives her Bruges speech on European integration. Yaz and the Plastic Population, and The Only Way Is Up. October then. And on the 12th, as Pope John Paul II addresses the European Parliament, Ian Paisley heckles and denounces him as the Antichrist. On the 13th, the House of Lords rules that extracts from the banned book Spycatcher can be published in the media. On the 14th, Vauxhall launches the third generation of its popular Cavalier hatchback and saloon, which will be built by General Motors in European factories, including the Luton plant, and sold outside the UK as the Opel Vectra. A Cavalier-based coupe will be launched the following year. On the 18th, Jaguar unveils its new XJ220 supercar at the Motor Show. It's set to go into production in a couple of years' time, will cost £350,000 and being the world's fastest production car with a top speed of 220 miles an hour. And on the 28th, British Rail announces a 21% increase on the cost of long-distance season tickets, a habit they seem to have got stuck with. Salt and Pepper and Push It, and that sees us into November. On the 2nd of November, Victor Miller is sentenced to life imprisonment for the murder of 14-year-old Stuart Gough in Worcestershire earlier in the year, with a recommendation by the trial judge that he is not considered for parole for at least 30 years. On the 9th, the government unveils plans for a new identity card scheme in attempt to clamp down on football hooliganism. On the 30th of November, a government report reveals that 50,000 people in Britain may be HIV positive, and it won't be long before up to 17,000 people may have died from AIDS. And a bronze statue of former Labour Prime Minister Clement Attlee is unveiled outside Limehouse Library in London by another former Labour Prime Minister, Harold Wilson. More music now.
Enjoy this trip. Enjoy this trip. And it is a trip.
Countdown is progressing.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The theme from S Express from S-Express, and that sees us into December. On the 3rd, Health Minister Edwina Currie provokes outrage by stating that most of Britain's egg production is infected with salmonella bacteria, causing an immediate nationwide decrease in egg sales. On the 6th, the last shipbuilding facilities on Wearside, once the largest shipbuilding area in the world, are to close with the loss of 2,400 jobs. On the 10th, James W. Black wins the Nobel Prize for Physiology or Medicine, jointly with Gertrude B. Elton and George H. Hitchings, for their discoveries of important principles for drug treatment. On the 12th, 35 people are killed in the Clapham Junction rail crash. On the 16th, Edwina Currie resigns as Health Minister. And on the 21st, Pan Am Flight 103 explodes over the town of Lockerbie, killing a total of 270 people, 11 on the ground, and all 259 who were on board. Now this one's undated, but diggers at the foundations of the new art gallery at the Guildhall in the City of London accidentally discover the remains of a Roman amphitheatre, which is now on public display. After this from Kylie Minogue, we've got movies and technology.
Everybody's doing a brand new dance now. I know you'll get to like it if you give it a chance now. My little baby says, "Look and do it with me. It's easier than learning your ABC. So come on, do the locomotion with me. You gotta swing your hips now. Come on, baby, jump up, jump back. Well, I think you got the knack. Oh, now that you can do it, let's make a change now. Juggle motion like a railway train now. Do it nice and easy, now don't lose control. A little bit of rhythm and a lot of soul. So come on, do the locomotion with me. The locomotion, come on, the locomotion, come on, the locomotion, move around the floor in a locomotion. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Yeah, do it holding hands if you get the notion. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. There's never been a dance that's too easy to do. It even makes you happy when you're feeling blue. So come on, do the locomotion with me. You gotta swing your hips now. Come on, baby, jump up, jump back. Well, I think you got the knack. Oh, the locomotion. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Do the locomotion. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. Do it nice and easy, now don't lose control. A little bit of rhythm and a lot of soul. So come on, do the locomotion. Come on, do the locomotion. Come on, do the locomotion with me. The locomotion, come on, the locomotion, come on, the locomotion,
That was a locomotion, and that brings us on to the popular films. We'll start with Rain Man, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Big, Twins, Crocodile Dundee 2, Die Hard, Naked Gun from the Files of Police Squad, Beetlejuice, Dangerous Liaisons, A Fish Called Wanda, and Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. I'm not sure that one was worth a mention. But on to technology then. And the first transatlantic fibre optic cable was laid to carry 40,000 telephone calls simultaneously. Stephen Hawking publishes A Brief History of Time. The first major computer virus infects computers connected to the internet. The US stealth bomber was unveiled. And using carbon dating, it is established that the Turin Shroud cannot be the burial cloth of Christ. And the antidepressant Prozac is introduced, which quickly becomes the market leader in treating depression. If you haven't guessed already, this has been 1988. You've been listening to the Guest of the Year. I've been Ben Fuller. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to leave you with the Time Lords and Doctor in the TARDIS. Until next time, stay safe. Ta-da.
Radio Lewes. Local community webcasting.